take the time out of my busy schedule to thank you for supporting me over the past year. I really appreciate it, and I just wish you all the best for this year and hope as life as we journey through this life that things will be better and we will be better individual as time goes by and we learn to love one another, learn to appreciate and to tolerate and to be good citizens. Today on my life I will be talking to you about fetish. And fetish is a type of behavior that persons admire in persons or things that bring to them their arousal. So I did a research on the different types of fetish, and I found out that there may be more than 27 fetish. So I'm going to tell you them. So you have form. Listen, these words are very big, and I don't know if I can pronounce them. So just bear with me as I go through this fetish. You can tell me what's your fetish if you have a fetish, because maybe most or all of us have some fetish that we admire in person, whether we think they're cute, whether their tallness, whether their complexion, if it's their hand, is their feet, their eyes, their nose, their lips. That could be a fetish. But here I have for me Philia, you have Zoophilia, you have Emotophilia, you have Macrophilia, you have Verrophilia, you have Necrophilia, you have Urophilia, you have Lactophilia, you have Autophilia, you have Sadism, you have Consensual voyeurism, you have scene playing, you have gagging, you have electro-stimulation, you have sensation play, you have Katochaophilia, you have Salmonophilia, you have foot fetish, you have Quarrophilia, you have age play, bondage, wax, whip, pregnancy, nylon, clipmophilia, I have cuckolding. So those are some of the types of fetish that we have here. So I'm going to explain them to you. Ooh, that's a tough. So the first one is cuckolding. And cuckolding is basically a person or a partner watching his or her partner having sex with somebody else, or watching a movie with persons having sex. This can be very humiliating at times. The aim is to degrade one and make one feel bad. But I want why do people do this fetish if it is there to humiliate one or to let one feel bad? Is it the aim of fetish? Because I thought fetish was something that you, at one point I thought fetish was something that you admire, things that you admire about person, and you would use it as a form to enhance sex. That's what I thought at first. But this can be very, you know controlling, or depends on how you feel at the time. But I mean, to each his own. Everyone might have different views on what he or she thinks about having sex. So, and while it has made a rule, cuckolding typically involve a man whose woman partner, whether that's a wife or a girlfriend, has sex with another man and cosplay desiring the other man over the husband or the boyfriend. I mean, that can be very humiliating at times, but to each his own. So the next one is Clim Mafia. So let me read, what is it? So the term climaphia refers to the pleasure someone experiences from leaving themselves while using an anemia. That term, no, you have to go and research what is that. They enjoy the pressurized feeling for others. It's the feeling or knowledge of having their bowels cleared and in other eases. It's all about giving someone an anemia or preparing the body for an anemia. Most clipmafia discover their fetish after having a doctor. So this is basically, as I say, someone having their bowel being full or having their bowel be empty. I mean, I always hear about persons doing these things, but when you read and you realize that these things does exist, then it kind of widen your knowledge about how can someone having their bowel clear. Eh? Just imagine. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine having seeing someone having their bowel clear. But as I said, to each his own having their bowel clear. So the next one is nylon. I mean, we all know nylon, the cotton nylon or the color nylon. So in this case, these are persons who like the feeling of nylon. Based on my understanding, nylon is this kind of, maybe I could be wrong, this kind of smooth, that smooth feeling when you rub your hand over this cloth, it just give you that um smooth feeling. So it's in during this period, persons who enjoy persons who wear the nylon cloth, so that it kind of give them this kind of arousal. Persons wearing this nylon cloth, or you can pretend like you are sitting on your mother, and so that person who's sitting on their mother, they just enjoy the nylon beneath their skins. Or maybe they just like to see persons who wear the nylon cloth. I mean, so everybody have their own fetish. So you have persons who are fetish for nylon. So the next one is pregnancy. All right, so you have some persons who are fetish for persons who are pregnant. You have some men who like to see females or women that are pregnant. Or they like to have intercourse with females who are pregnant, or they just like to see females having a child or children. But if you are a sibling and you watch your mother having child or children, then maybe this could affect you later on, or you could also be playing that role later on, like like seeing females having children. It's like you become fetish at an older age, because the fact that you're experienced, or you had this exposure to a person having giving birth, then it might still in the back of your mind some days later on to know that you had this experience. So sometimes in life, some things that we are exposed to, it might not affect us now, but it might affect us later on. So the next one is whip. Whip. So in some shows or in real life, you have persons who enhance their sexual life by using whip. It could be the handcuff, the whip, the when you bandage yourself. So yeah, there are some people who just have the pleasure of being submissive or dominant. They just think that if they're in this kind of position, then it would kind of give them the power or the authority to be the bigger persons during this experience. So the next one is the Urophilia. So some persons know this as the I used to hear it as the golden shower. People call it the golden shower. So these are persons who get aroused by what we call a golden shower. And a golden shower here in my country is when somebody urinates on you. So they get the pleasure of somebody urinates on them. It kind of gives them that kick or that drive. I don't know how does that enhance one's sexual relationship, but it is somebody who has the experience of someone urinating on them. Whereas if the person's maybe much taller, they would maybe give them that kind of excitement. Because you know, some persons they like tall persons, and you have some persons they like short person. So it depends on the person what kind of person that they like. So the next one is Emotophilia. So you have some persons who are attracted to vomit. I don't know who like vomit, but you know, you have these persons who are fetish for vomit. So you might enjoy seeing a person vomit. I don't know if it maybe how the person might react when they are vomiting that give them that kind of arousal. But you know, yes, that's a kind of one of the fetish persons who enjoy seeing other person vomit. So the next one is Zulio, Zulio, Zulia. And as it says zoo from the word Zulia, from the word zoo, are persons who enjoy looking at animal, are persons who have this fetish for animals, especially for animals in the zoo who enjoy having an intercourse for intercourse with persons who that are animal. So we know these as bestiality, persons who have intercourse with animal. It's a funny word, right? So the next one is fear are persons who are fetish by insect. You know, some persons they just like insect for whatever reason. So they might during intercourse they might have the insect as an enhancement. You can maybe place the insect on the next person. Maybe the insect might bite them or crawl on them. But if they bite them, maybe it might give them that kind of excitement to see how the person react to an insect. While some people are scared of insects, so I would assume that those persons will not use insect. So that is some of the fetish that we have here. So the next one is wax. So you have some persons who like to see other persons experiencing or going through this pain. So just imagine you lying whether on your back or on your belly and someone dripping this wax on you. You know, and maybe you have some candle or wax that has this flavor, maybe kind of give them that arousal, you know, like these scented wax, like it kind of give you that kick, that So just imagine someone dripping wax on you. That kind of maybe be, I don't know, but you know, you have these people out there who just they just do certain things to just enhance their sexual life. So the wax could be one of them. So just imagine someone adding wax to your body, you know, to give you that kind of arousal. So the next one is bondage. And as the term say, bondage. is described as a type of activity where you are restraining your partner with things like rope, non-stick tape, or cuff. Bondage is a trust exercise above all and can be done for its own sake. Yeah, the Japanese bondage in particular is an aesthetical, beautiful, and it's sexy to do, or it can add to your kind of sensation from intercourse or to spanking and more. Well, you see, for the bandage, I don't think I would maybe like that one. But I mean, to each his own. Just imagine somebody tie you up and have you in this bondage position. And so, like for instance, there's a fire or something, and the person run left you, and you are there in the bondage. You cannot move because that person is trying to help is or herself while you are there in bondage trying to escape. So the bondage can be a good thing because some persons they just don't want to see you move. They just want to be in control at the time while you maybe don't want to move. You just want to be in certain position until certain things are over. But the bandage can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So the next one is age play. And as I say, age play, these are for persons who like to see persons in at different age or different dressing. Like for example, you like to some persons who like to see maybe an adult dressed in certain costume, right? Or maybe just imagine you are the father and you have a child and that the woman acts as a baby and you are about to feed in, you know, the child. That would be the woman. It kind of give you that kind of dominance, knowing that you are feeding the child. And in real life, whatever you tell a child to do, then the child would react certain way. You tell a child to sit, then the female would maybe sit. Or you tell the child to drink off the feeding, and the child would respond to you in a way where the child why? Lord of mercy. The child will drink off the feed or you change the child diaper or whatever. But I mean, then again, I wonder if, for instance, those people who are fetish for a certain thing, even though it's maybe acting, if they actually do these things in real life. But I mean, who am I? Who am I to judge people? So that's the age play. So the next one is a Quarrophilia. Is also known as the Unfetish. The Unfetish. So you have some persons or people who are fascinated by other people and or their finger. You have some person they like slim fingers or slim and or they like this female looking and unlike mine is very muscular. While I have some female, they don't like to see some male with this kind of they call them female and your fingers are slim and they're soft. You don't do those hard work. You'll have some female, they like their man and they must feel like a man and they must feel rough and I say, yeah. When you grip me, yeah. So that's the hand fetish. So the next one would be the foot fetish. So you have some persons who are fascinated by other people's foot or their feet. You have some people with some nice clean foot. Yeah, look like them nice clean chicken foot there, which part you want put in your soup and we look edible that you'd want to say, woo. Yes, so you have some persons who are engaged or aroused by persons' foot or their feet. They just want to do all sorts of things with a person's foot. So, yes, that could be a type of arousal. That arousal with somebody's foot. So the next one is Salmonophilia refers to like the sleeping beauty. You have some persons during intercourse, they like to pretend as if they're sleeping. So you are there like you are sleeping and you pretend like oh, you're sleeping and nothing is going on. Maybe you just don't want to be in the mood, or you just don't want to get engaged in the intercourse. So you just pretend like you're sleeping. So you have some persons who are aroused by that. They know that the person is sleeping. You call it them. Some people, they say them, they just take a little piece. So them just take a little piece. But sometimes, in fact, the person is not sleeping, but they just can't be bothered to know that they're hustling, or they're, you know, have to go through this back and forth tugging in a relationship, just to get that kind of gratification or that satisfaction. So yes, they like to pretend that they're sleeping, or their partners like to know they're aroused by such thing. So the next one is Katochaophilia. These are persons who are fascinated or have an arousal by using mirrors. You have some persons, while having intercourse, they like to know that there are mirrors all around them. They like to look at what they're doing. They get this feeling, this kind of strong vibration, or this enhancement, or whatever it's by looking at themselves. These are persons who accept their body, knowing that their body look this way, whether that you're that sexy looking, your body looks sexy, so you kind of give it that arousal, that sexy, you're looking at yourself knowing that you're wonderfully made, and you are special, and you are unique. You kind of give you this kind of home to be more productive during your intercourse. It kind of bring life to your intercourse, and enhancement. So the next one is sensation play. This one is the overacting things often said about kink. It's that it is the erotic play that includes the whole body, not just the genital. In sensation play, there's a focus on the body and the many sensate experience we can have. So flogging, massage, temperature play involving ice cube, candles that melt on lower temperature. So you have different persons who enjoy different things. Like in this, you have massage. You have some persons who goes to the masseuse to get a massage, but at the end of the day, just by massaging your body, kind of get this arousal. Like somebody playing with your body, and that part kind of gets sensitive. Like you become more relax, or you get into the mood by like some people might afraid of their feet, but their foot bottom, or maybe their arm, or their back, or their leg, or their belly. So when the muscles touch these parts of their body, then they become aroused, and then the intercourse will begin. So therefore, if you are not up to these things, then you should be careful where you go to masseuse and how you do these masseuse. Also, some people, they like ice. I don't know if it's if all year round, if it's in the cold time or in the hot time. We have some persons who they like when they put the ice on their body, it melts. It can be good and it can be bad, because if you're if you have the ice on your body and then you step out in the hot sun, then that could maybe do something to you, maybe make you sick or something. So then again, to each his own. And also, you can also pretending like you're checking the person's temperature. This could also add some enhancement to your sexual life. It could bring life, knowing that you kind of do this activity, the pre things that you do before actually having an intercourse, knowing that it would be enhance your sex life. So the next one is electrostimulation. Can be considered as a subset of sensation play. It involves creating arousal through a sensation of electric shock. Just imagine somebody I shock you. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be shocked, so I'm not even going to imagine somebody electrocuted me. So electricity plays uses toys or devices. This issue a mild shock or sometimes a zappy feeling pulse. I don't like to be shocked, so I don't think I would enjoy this one. This is different from vibration and and can get fairly intense feelings. Most are below. You have the waist only because it's important to keep electricity away from the heart. Oh, so you normally do like the bottom, your bottom part like below your waist because you know your top part like very sensitive, so you don't want to shock. You know your top part, especially maybe your heart. You know some people they have maybe heart condition or they have some sickness where they can't do certain activities. So I don't think the electricity is for them. So it is important to learn the ropes of this kind of play before delving into it, since using the wrong tools can be dangerous. So if you're doing this one, you want persons who have experience, because you don't want to be doing it with somebody who don't have any experience, and then they just electrocute you. So you have to have some idea about how to use the thing. You don't want to go through the stage where you electrocute somebody and it might cause it. So I would encourage you to be careful about this. So the next one would be gagging. So sexual kinks. So sexual kink like gagging can fall under the umbrella of dominance or submissive play. It's a vehicle for increasing the helplessness of the sub by making them drool, unable to speak, and that's very humiliating. Imagine you're having an intercourse and you cannot speak, you cannot say nothing, you're just there. The person can do anything they want to you, and you cannot say anything. You can't tell a person that, oh, you hurting me too much, or that's too much, you can stop now, or whatever the case. Just imagine you are there and you cannot tell a person. Suppose, for instance, say them a kill you, or your heart has stop, or your breath has stop. You can't tell them that. Um, Again, the practice of gagging should involve consent and communication. Approaching a partner with a desire to explore a kink together should be clear, respectful, and I recommend also with the sense of curiosity instead of demand. As with anything, there is an emotional risk. So if you don't, so just imagine somebody gagging you, having something in your mouth, and you cannot say, "Oh, you're choking me," or "you're whatever" to me because you cannot speak. Well, some people like it and some people don't like it. So to each his own. So the next one is scene play. So a scene play is a pre-planned story including role that you and your partner will commit to during first play, and so it's basically you acting into a scene or doing certain things. So that's basically a scene play. You maybe bringing out, acting something out. You put on your sexy clothes or you dress up sexy, whether the male or the female, and you pretend to be this personality where you might just pretend and you're just acting and you're just being yourself or you're being somebody else, whatever it is. So the next one is consensual voyeurism. This involves consensual observing other undress, having sex or engaging in other sexual acts. Instead, in this scenario, the person you are observing should enjoy being watched. Okay, so just imagine somebody undressing in front of you. You know, sometimes when you go to look for somebody and you tell them it's that time to do whatever, and then you have some persons who will left from, for instance, in the room where you are, and they will go to a next room to change. Remember, you're going to be in that room with the person, but they left from this room to maybe go into the bathroom or into a next room. Remember, if you left from this room, and go change, you could come back and do to the person, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself, because you you are the person who supposed to get the blame, because if a person tell you that you're gonna have an intercourse, remember you're gonna have intercourse right here. Why would you want to left from here to go over there to change, when you're having an intercourse there, and then the person gonna be look at you. Whereas if it's a nice, I would understand, but then again, why would you want to left and go and change? Maybe you could break the person vibes or just change the person mind to know that they're gonna have an intercourse and you learn from here, so go over there. So when the person seeing you undress, it could kind of bring that kind of arousal to them, knowing that you are there and they're watching you taking off your clothes piece by piece. It could kind of bring like some kind of arousal to them. So the next one is sadism. This is typically defined as the arousal at the thought of causing pain, but not just any kind of pain. So you have good pain and you have bad pain. I don't know who came up with those ideas, but some pain can be pleasurable and some pain can be real pain. Like if a person pinch you, it kind of hurt. But if a person like use a whip to kind of slap you, then that wouldn't be maybe that hurt, because I don't know. But I just think pain is pain, and how do you classify some pain as real pain and some pain as no, not so real pain? So king community people tend to like the term intense sensation better, since when someone is engaged in being spanked or whipped, pinched, or pierced, or whatever map of going on, their experience may be vastly different from feeling pain. I mean, imagine somebody, you're having an intercourse and somebody pinching you. Pinch? Pinch can be hot. But if maybe just a mild pinch like this, maybe it's okay. Or maybe a little slap like this. But if somebody I go slap your so, then that could be a turn on. But if it's a nice slap, then it could be a turn on, or a nice whip, it could be a turn on. But it depends on the person also that you are dealing with. So the next one is Anatophia, and this describes someone who desires sexual pleasure from dressing up or acting like a baby. Oftentimes, there are mommy figure or a daddy figure and other individual in playing the role of a child. Maybe they are being fed or nursed or wearing, using diapers, or engaging other infant behavior. I mean, who enjoy those type of behavior? Imagine somebody dressing like a father, dressing like a mother, role playing a baby, role playing a whatever role play you want to be, a police, a security, a thief. Imagine somebody role playing a thief, in an intercourse. That could maybe be an interesting one, but role playing a baby, role playing a mother. Some mother beat, some father beat, some don't beat. Imagine somebody beating you and you can't tell them to stop. And you have to go through this so-called pleasure until they themselves are through, or until they think they are true. And you have to go through this ordeal until they feel that gratification or that satisfaction. I mean, to each his own. Then you have lactophilia. As the term say, lactophilia, from the word lactating. So you have some men who like to see females who are lactating, and lactating are persons who just have baby and they're breastfeeding the child, or they, after doing expressing milk. You have some female, they can't give the baby the milk directly to the baby, so some of them, they express the milk, like they squeeze out the milk out of the breast, whether they have to go to work or they just, the baby's not taking the breast for whatever reason. So you have some female, they express the milk out of the breast. So you have some male who enjoy looking at female who express the milk. I also have some male also who like to drink this milk. I don't know how their stomach is this strong, but they enjoy drinking the milk. But to each his own. If your stomach is very strong, then you can go along and drink the milk. But if your stomach is not strong, then I would encourage you, do not practice this fetish. So the next one is Urophilia. And these are sexual roles. I think I do that one already. So the next one is necrophilia. So necrophilia is basically persons who having intercourse with corpse. Corpse are like dead body, or persons who are dead, or maybe dead animal, dead whatever. So that's so I normally hear that you have some persons who work at some funeral homes who normally have intercourse with the dead body, but I always just think that, I don't know why, but based on the study, it reveals that these persons, they cannot face persons who are alive. They don't have any feelings for persons who are alive. They only have feelings for persons who are dead. So they have problems, or they can't reach up to persons who are alive. So they just lower themselves, or they just keep within the region of persons who are corpse. So they have hard time meeting persons who are alive. To each his own. So the next one is Verrophilia. And these are persons who enjoy watching persons being chewed or bite. I only see these things in show, and I just think that, do just imagine a person chewing a next person during an intercourse. I mean, do you chew them hard, or do you not chew them hard? How does it go? I mean, chewing. Chewing a person, and the person is alive. So how do you chew a person alive? I mean, vampire eat people, vampire do this, and vampire do that. But in an intercourse, how do you chew somebody? Yeah, are you the prey? Are you the predator? During this segment, are you dominant, or you're submissive? I mean, you have person just think that they have to do certain things to enhance sexual behavior in order for certain things to act out according to them, or to get this kind of feeling, to give them this kind of a role. So you might have persons who like to watch videos on persons being true, or maybe they just like to see persons being true by other persons. I mean, come on. You have all these type of persons who exist. So the next one is Macrophilia. So as it say, it's a sexual attraction to giants or giantess being which against a giant beast. Oh my God. Just imagine somebody squeezing you. A giant. Imagine somebody squeezing you to have sex with you. That can be so breathless. You're trying to catch your breath. I mean, oh Lord, that's a fetish. These are what you call fetish. I mean, fetish. Oh Jesus, fetish can be very interesting. So, my gentle people, here I've come to the end of my next live. I hope you have learned something. I hope you are more aware of what is fetish. And be careful out there and do good in your neighborhood. Have yourself a great day. Enjoy your day.